radio program is created with financial support from the Moscow City Department of Mass Media and Advertisement.
It's 12 p.m. here in the nation's capital.
Moscow FM.
Moscow FM.
105.2.
News.
Hello and welcome. I'm Evgeny Sukhoy. Our main story is this hour. The NGOs receiving grants from the United States are well known to Russia's financial watchdog Rosinform Monitoring. Head of the Presidential Council on Civil Rights and Human Rights, Mikhail Fedotov, told TASS news agency today, commenting on a recent article in Izvestia Daily. The newspaper claims that the United States allocated $9.3 million to Russian NGOs last year and is trying to conceal the names of grant recipients. I'm glad when foreigners invest in Russia as long as this does not undermine the country's economy, political system, and does not affect environment, the official added. A group of warships from the Russian and Chinese navies will ply the Bosphorus Straits tomorrow and cross into the Mediterranean Sea to hold joint military exercises, spokesman for the Russian Defense Ministry's Naval Press Service, Igor Degailo, said today. Active phase of Russian-Chinese naval exercises in the Mediterranean Sea will be held between May 17th and May 21st. According to China's Foreign Affairs Ministry, cooperation between Russia and China is necessary to maintain the balance of power in the world. Meanwhile, most Western mainstream media describe the naval drill as a signal to Washington of a powerful new alliance emerging in the very backyard of Western Europe. The foreign ministerial meeting of NATO, which has kicked off in Turkey's Antalya today, will focus on the alliance's collective defense and relations with Russia and Ukraine. The ministers are expected to hold today and tomorrow two meetings of the North Atlantic Council, NATO's key political body, and a separate meeting of the NATO-Ukraine Commission. During today's event, NATO Secretary General Jens Stoltenberg said NATO supports sanctions against Russia, but will leave the door open for dialogue. The official earlier noted the bloc is currently implementing the biggest reinforcement of its collective defense since the end of the Cold War. And finally, all the vehicles that will form the 26th humanitarian convoy for Donbass have arrived in southern Russia's Rostov region. According to Emergencies Ministry, the trucks are currently being loaded with humanitarian cargoes, including food and essentials. The convoy is expected to be ready this afternoon and is due to depart for eastern Ukraine tomorrow. Since last August, Russia has delivered around 33,000 tons of important humanitarian cargoes to the war-torn Donbass region. That's it for now. More news shortly. Do stay tuned.
Moscow FM. 105.2.
The Love Doctor, Dan. Doctor.
That's right, everybody. You are listening to The Love Doctor. It is 7 minutes after 12, but I am not alone. I have a very big guest in the studio. You might have known him by the band he used to play in, My Chemical Romance, but now he is the guitarist, Frank Iero, and he is here in the studio because he has a concert promoting his solo career. Say hello to Frank.
How you doing, Love Doctor?
How you doing?
Thank you for having me.
Thanks for coming
pleasure.
in. Now, I'm going to quickly just read a brief little write-up about you everybody knows. Frank is the American musician who will perform in Moscow for the first time.
As a solo artist, it's gonna be my first time playing by myself. All the new off the new record. Yeah,
I'm really excited about this. Now, for those of you that do not know, he was the rhythm guitarist and backup vocalist for alternative rock band My Chemical Romance, as well as the vocalist for post-hardcore band Leathermouth and electronic hardcore act Death Spells. He was a solo project called Frank Iero. Is that correct, Iero?
Yeah, that's perfect.
I nailed that. Yeah,
that was good, man.
And The Celebration with an album called Stomach Aches that he released last summer. Now, he will perform his solo project at Yota Space tonight at 8 p.m. That's right. Tickets start at 1,700 rubles and can be purchased at ponomanalu.ru. Yota Space is located at Ordzhonikidze Street 11 near Metro Stop, Lenininsky Prospect. I will actually say this towards the end of the, again, so if you can come. Now, welcome to the studio. Welcome to Moscow.
Well, thank you very much. I appreciate it.
This must be exciting for you.
I am super psyched. Yeah, seriously. I came with My Chem, maybe about 10 years ago.
Yeah.
And we had a great time, had a great couple of shows, and I never thought, I wrote this record and recorded it in my basement, and to be able to now play it like across the world is just, it's a dream come true, so I'm really excited.
Now, I find what's really interesting, I was reading that when you record this album, you actually played all of the instruments except for the drums.
Yeah, I did drums on some of the tracks, but I'm not a fan of my drumming, so I had
really,
yeah, I had which is probably much to my my father and my grandfather's chagrin because they're drummers, but maybe that's why, I can't live up to it. But I had a very, very talented friend, Jared Alexander, come in and play all the drums, and he killed it more than I could ever have imagined. So I'm very happy with the way they turned out, and then I got to do everything else.
Now, you're still close with, My Chemical Romance.
Yeah,
former
we're
band
all
members.
friends, man. We've all just, doing our own thing now.
Because he was the drummer for My Chemical Romance who played on the album for you.
He actually, he was there like the whole last touring cycle, and we had recorded our last song with him. He recorded on G's record too. But he's done so much stuff. Like, I've been a fan of his forever too. Like, he played with a band called American Nightmare. He did their first record, and he did all the Hope Conspiracy records and stuff like that. So he's just an amazing drummer. He gets passed around a lot.
Now, you actually, I mean, reading your biography is really fascinating because you have an absolutely huge range of styles of music that you've played with different bands. I mean, you had like post-hardcore, punk. My Chemical Romance was more considered alternative rock. Yeah. What would you classify your new band? I mean, if you had to give it a style.
It's rough, right? I mean, I feel like it's all just rock and roll when you boil it down.
I agree with that.
But I feel like at least this record for me was it's a very intimate view into I guess some of my very early influences. Yeah. So there's a lot of rock and roll. I don't know. I feel like if it would take me 2.5 minutes to explain it, where you could just play a song and listen to it for 2.5 minutes and make your own opinion about it.
Considering you just said it's all rock and roll, does it bother you sometimes as a musician that people try and classify a style when, as you just said, it's all rock and roll? We play what we want to play. We play what we feel.
I feel like we just do that in general, though. We do that with people as well. I think it makes us more comfortable if we feel like we know everything there is to know about something, so that we don't actually have to find out anything about it.
Yeah.
But that's a larger conversation.
Alrighty, guys, we're gonna play a song now by you.
All right.
I'm gonna give you a choice now. If we have to introduce the world to Frank and the Celebration,
got it.
Which one would you like to do? Joyriding, Neverenders, Tradition, or Weighted?
I would like to play Joyriding.
All right.
I think that's my favorite.
This is what we're going to go with. This is Joyriding by Frank Iero and the Celebration on Moscow FM 105.2.
Doctor.
Love Doctor Dan. The Love Doctor Dan. Doctor.
Alrighty, everybody, you are listening to the Love Doctor. It's 20 minutes after 12. I am here with Frank Iero from Frank Iero and the Celebration.
Yeah.
And Frank, I want to ask you. You're 33 now.
I am 33 years old. I know.
You've been a professional musician now, playing in bands and touring for how long? I mean, when did you get started?
Oh man. Well, I don't know. I don't know when you turn professional. Wait, right?
I guess when you become an opening act.
Yeah.
For a big name.
Well,
I would guess, or you start through a studio.
I left the house and started touring at 17. My parents felt comfortable with it when I was around 20.
20.
Yeah.
Now, what would you say is now at your age, making the music you're making now, what is the biggest difference between when you were 17 and making music and
Right.
touring? I mean, besides obviously like the girls and like, is it now more about the music and then it was more about like getting laid and drinking and partying? Or, I mean, what is the biggest difference now when you're making music?
Now it's more about like the heating pad and the tea afterwards. It's, I've never been like a crazy like partier. Like, I've read The Dirt and like and stuff like that. Like, I think that stuff's hilarious to me. Like the behind the scenes music. A lot of it's true. You see it a lot, but I was never like, I don't know. I was never a big like I like to do certain things, but like it was I was always down to business. Like I always felt like if I couldn't perform at a level where I felt like I had given it my all, then I was cheating everybody else.
Yeah.
And that always meant so much to me that that always came first.
So
And-
you, even from a young age,
Yeah.
took it as as a business. I'm entertaining people. And
It was a higher calling. Like my dad and my grandfather were touring and playing musicians, like, working musicians for as long as I can ever remember. That's all they did. All I ever wanted to be was in a band.
Really?
So like when I turned 17 and I got out on the road, like it was business. I was like, all right, finally I'm here. I got to prove myself. Like this is what I always wanted to do, so I have to do it the best I can.
So you were one of like these traditional guys that just said, "Oh my God, dude, we got it. We got a record signing.
yeah,
We're gonna
no.
get laid every day. We're gonna drink so much copious amounts of alcohol."
I never got laid. No,
Come on, that's impossible. You're the lead guitar.
No, it's like it was all right. Now the work starts.
Yeah.
And I've always taken it very, very seriously. You have fun, but it's I don't know. It means the world.
But that's a whole completely different perspective than a lot of people, especially when you're
know.
younger. I mean, the whole thing is it's just when you're young, it's like a time to sow your oats.
Right.
So
I know my oats are just laying everywhere. I haven't yeah.
I mean, okay. I wonder how many balls you have in your collection from the girls. Okay, guys, we're going to go to play some more music right now. Why don't we do this? Let's do some Never Enders.
Perfect.
Does that sound good to you?
I think so.
Yeah, and then we'll come back and we will talk to Frank some more. If you have a question for him, 5522, first word in Moscow. Don't forget your name or to confirm that payment. This is Never Enders by Frankie and the Celebration.
We're trying to see what else is. Fill your head with
The Love Doctor, Dan. Doctor.
Alrighty, everybody. You are listening to Love Doctor. I am here with Frank Iero. This is great music. I'm liking this.
Oh, thanks, man.
But it's a completely different. It's different than a lot of the stuff you've done in the past. I think it's a lot harder.
Well, you know, I feel like if you're doing the same thing, then what's the point? You know, you got to evolve and change it up a little bit here and there. It keeps it interesting.
Now, what's your? I would just say, what is your like? Besides your dad and your grandfather, do you have any other inspirations that you follow? Is there any music you do listen to like if you're writing music?
It's weird. Like I think when I'm writing, I tend to try not to listen to anything else.
Yeah.
Just to like try not to let it seep in. But I'm always listening to anything and
your
everything.
stuff.
No, not so much my stuff. But like I love like 60s soul.
Okay.
Otis Redding and all like Stax Records stuff. One of my favorite things are like Richie Havens, like the folk singer, Dylan, stuff like that. Stuff like songwriters. I think really inspire me.
So everything.
Everything. Oh yeah, everything.
Is there anything you don't like? Like I'm anti-jazz.
Anti-jazz,
personally.
really?
Hate jazz.
Okay.
I believe any music genre that has to write music to sound like improv, even though it's written, completely defeats the purpose of what it's about, in my opinion.
Well, it's improv within a structure.
Yeah.
That's
not really improv.
I see what you- Well, like right now, what we're doing right now, we didn't write what we're saying, right? But it's still like, you have to play a song and talk with it. You have like, 8 or 16 bars to talk within.
Yeah.
It's the same kind of a thing.
But is there anything that any style of music that really just doesn't do it for you?
On something?
No, you don't have to. I'm just wondering if there's like any style that you just don't like.
Like I don't really like country western, but I love Johnny Cash.
Oh, who doesn't love Johnny Cash?
I mean? So like there's always exceptions to the rule where I'll find something where like this I do not get, I don't like it. It seems not below me, but like it just seems like trash. And then you find like somebody that's doing it correctly, like, oh, okay, maybe I get it now.
That would be like the entire pop industry in America, and then you have somebody like Justin Timberlake who just is really good at it.
Just very talented, and just a talented artist.
Alrighty, guys, let's get into your questions. Right now, we're going to do a little of Silver Cards, Every Man a King, right here on 105.2. Frank Iero in the studio, 5522. First word, Moscow. Do not forget your name or to confirm that payment. And remember, he has a concert tonight at Yota Space, a chance to see a great guitarist tonight in Moscow, so get your tickets now.
It's Moscow time.
105.2 FM.
Moscow FM Top 20.
Hey everyone, Ernie Dukes here to give you a sneak peek what we got in store for you this week's Moscow FM Top 20. We're going to be sailing with Alina Orlova, warping time with a rainbow, and traveling back to July 13th, 1991, London to jam out with INXS. And this time we got a lot of new tracks up our sleeve, so stay tuned this Friday at 6 p.m. and let the countdown begin. Ernie Dukes out.
Need some fresh air? You've come to the right place. Meet Moscow FM's fresh maker, DJ Diana.
Splash yourself with some ice-cold radio. It's like a cool breeze on a hot day. Radio has never been so clean and refreshing, but it can get a little dirty.
On Saturdays from 4 to 8 p.m. and Sundays from 6 to 10, let the fresh air blow your mind.
Moscow FM.
Commercials.
Ох, это моя работа. А это мой дом. Новогорск парк. Жилой комплекс европейского уровня в окружении заповедного леса. Ваш оплот спокойствия в 15 минутах от МКАД. Телефон 8495-984-0880. Проектная декларация на сайте ngpark.ru.
English language radio school.
A lady, барышня.
A lady, барышня. Every lady in this land has 20 nails upon each hand.
Moscow FM.
Call us at 8-495-783-7010.
Doctor.
Love Doctor Dan. The Love Doctor Dan.
Alrighty, everybody, you are listening to Love Doctor. I am here with Frank Iero from Frank Iero and The Celebration. Now, Frank.
Yes.
You have toured extensively for the last, let's say, 10 years.
Right.
Yeah.
Let's call it 10.
Let's call it 16 years. Sorry. Trying to do math in my head really quick doesn't always work.
No, it's all right.
What is the strangest thing that's ever happened to you on tour?
Oh, man. Well, the one thing that sticks out, because we were just talking about health issues and stuff like that, I guess, would be a couple of years ago, we'll call it 10, I had gotten my wisdom teeth taken out. Like I had to, you get, when you tour a lot, you have these little breaks. So I had like maybe 10 days off or a week off or whatever. And this dentist or orthodontist convinced me like, oh, this would be a perfect time. You can get your wisdom teeth taken out that are impacted, that are causing some problems, and you have the time to heal and they can go on tour. So I did that. I had the surgery. It was very, very painful. They were very much impacted in my face, and they ripped them out. Oof. And I looked like a chipmunk for 5 days. And I was like, I'm getting on a plane. Like, is this going to be all right? And he was like, yeah, no problem. So I got on a plane. I flew to Japan, and we were going to do Japan and Australia. And as soon as I got on the plane, I fell asleep because I had a lot of pain medication on the plane. So I took the pain meds, and I woke up in Japan, landing and bleeding from my nose and my mouth. And I was like, oh, man. So, like, we kind of hit it a little. Yeah, this isn't good. Like, just get me through security and whatever. I ended up at the hotel. I fell asleep. I woke up covered in blood. They took me right to the hospital. From the hospital, they took me back to the airport. They flew me back to the States. And I was then immediately from there, went right back to the hospital and had this huge infection in my face.
Wow.
And then wasn't able to tour for like 3 months.
Now, speaking of medical, you're actually allergic to a lot of food.
Yeah, I'm allergic.
So when I guess your rider is very quite detailed. Not because you want like all white M&Ms that don't even exist.
No,
it's more like what?
Yeah, I'm unfortunate. That's what it is. Yeah, that's what it's called. Like people be like, oh, are you vegetarian? Are you vegan? Are you are you gluten free? It's like, no, I'm just unfun. It's like anything delicious I can't have. Red meat, I don't want to ever do, but also I just can't have it. Cheese and lactose is bad. Gluten is bad. What else?
So when somebody shows up and says, I made you a great like chicken Alfredo with like a cream sauce,
it's like, seriously,
dude, did you not get the
in the hospital. Yeah. It's terrible. But I love it, man. I mean, that's the thing, right? Like the things that we love the most are the things that will try to kill us, like pizza. You know what I mean? Like I travel with like a bag of medication just so I can have the occasional slice of pizza. And
pizza's awesome though.
Because pizza's like it's like God living on earth.
Well, I don't know, Scrapples. I think Scrapples.
Yeah, some people would say it's Taylor ham from New Jersey, which you would know about, right? Because you're from Pennsylvania.
Yes. Bacon. I like Scrapple, don't you? Tell me you know it.
I know it. I am not experienced in it. Yeah. Because I would not be here with you right now.
It's second to bacon, I think.
Yeah,
but it's pork. Pork.
It's just chopped up fried. Yeah, it's flesh basically.
All right. What was the let's say great? Do you have a greatest experience that you've experienced? In your career.
It's definitely becoming a father, hands down. That's the best thing that I've ever done in my entire life. It's so painful not to be around them 24/7, but the greatest thing in my entire life has been, having these little parasitic monsters, right? and then seeing them grow into people.
Yeah.
And I mean, I'm sure you get to see, and it's very, very brief, but for a split second or two, you see before they go to school, before they watch TV or anything, they are inherently weird, and it's all them. It's just purely them and whatever came from you and your wife, and you see these weird things that are just so pure and genuine.
Yeah.
And these series of moments, if you don't pay enough attention, you miss. And,
that's true.
They're fantastic.
And they're inherently intuitive.
Oh yeah.
Like the stuff that comes out of their mouth, you're just like, What?
Yeah.
You're wiser than most people.
It's crazy. I don't know if you have a split second.
Sure.
But if I can tell you one of my favorite stories.
I got a lot of seconds for you, my man.
All right. That's so nice of you. All right. So my daughter Lily the other day, we tried to give her like new foods and stuff like that, new fruits, and we want to experience like nutrition. It'd be great. Be like, here, this is papaya. We would like you to try this. It's a fruit. It's delicious. We want you to have it. And she was like, no, I don't want that. I don't like the clothes that I'm wearing. Today's awful. I don't want to go to school. I'm not eating breakfast. I'm not eating papaya. And this went on for a couple of minutes. And finally I said, Lily, if the next thing out of your mouth isn't something positive, you're not going to watch TV. We give her like a TV block of like a half hour or whatever. And she was like, she thought about it really, really hard. I could see like the wheels turning. And she said, Dad, I am positive I'm not eating that papaya. Yeah.
That's like the ultimate Johnny joke right there.
That was amazing. So I threw the papaya away. That was it. You're not having it. All right.
But she got you, didn't she?
She wins. Yeah. At that point, you're right. You can watch TV all you want.
Kids are absolutely amazing. I have my own, and now because I'm having another one, I look at like the clothes, and I look at my kids, and I look at my clothes. I have an 11 and a 7-year-old, and I look at my kids, and I'm thinking, how did you ever fit into that?
It's crazy,
I mean, so quickly, and they get so big. And I look at my kids sometimes. I look at them and say, God, did you change? For you, it must be amazing. You go on tour for how long do you like?
This past one, we did like a month and a half, and then I had a week off, and then we did another month. So when I go home, they're gonna be shaving.
Yeah,
it's gonna be crazy.
It's true, but it's true. It's like you literally walk in, you're like, Are you my kid? Because they change, and they're so beautiful though.
That's insane.
Great, probably the greatest thing that could ever happen to any human being is
Dr.
children.
Love, you're gonna make me start to cry.
All right, buddy. Here is Tradition, Frankie Iero and the Celebration on Moscow FM 105.2.
Doctor.
Love Doctor Dan.
The Love Doctor, Dan. Doctor.
Alrighty, everybody, you are listening to Moscow FM. I am here with Frank Iero from Frank Iero and the Celebration. This is the former guitarist for My Chemical Romance, who's now actually with his solo career and playing tonight at Yota Space. You don't want to miss it. Music's great.
Thank you.
When you're writing music, I mean, a lot of bands tend to have like a center around a theme, and a lot of them end up having almost a thematic like system all the way through their careers. You know, you look at Rush and they love fantasy. Even the Views have somewhat of I guess a political undertone to a lot of what they do. Do you have a specific theme, at least with this album? This is your first album as a solo career, but I mean,
well, I felt for this record, I didn't really, I didn't think I was making a record, to be honest. I was going through this period, and this goes back to like my weird stomach things, where I just felt horrible all the time, and the first thing to go was my creativity. So, for me, I just took this defiant stance that every time I felt horrible and felt like I couldn't do anything, I was going to write a song, and whatever song came out was what it was going to be. I was going to record it, basically on my own in my basement by myself, and just keep this collection of this time. That was my plan. And then a friend of mine asked to hear what I'd been up to. I played it for him, and then before I knew it, I had a record deal. So for this record, though, I feel like the theme, I mean, for me, I feel like at the heart of the record, it's very much a folk record, because it's really just a collection of stories. Stories that either I had gone through firsthand or witnessed other people going through in my youth. So that's what I wanted to do on this record was just, you know, kind of to write stories and keep a dedicated almost journal of a time in my life.
So it's almost like I don't know, safe to say, like a harder version of like a Bruce Springsteen, or I mean,
you know, in a
just
weird
way, say like a folky, but obviously it's a harder form of playing.
I guess so. Yeah, I think it's you know what it is. I feel like it's a folk record played through a broken speaker.
That sounds cool.
You know what I mean?
How much does Jersey play an influence in your music?
Oh man,
because you like living in Jersey. Actually.
I do.
It's just, I was reading that you're actually a big fan of New Jersey.
I am.
It's a beautiful state.
I'm not a fan of the weather, but I'm a fan of the place. You know what I mean?
It's a beautiful state.
I agree.
I still haven't figured out why they get such a bad rap, but nonetheless, it is beautiful.
Yeah. Well, you know what's great about it is you can travel in like 20 to 30 minutes in any direction. You can hit a mountain or a beach or a city or a farm, and that's really fantastic. It's a beautiful place to live. You have access to anything you could possibly ever want, and I love it there. I think I'll never leave, but. The winters have been extremely rough these past few years.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I say maybe one day I'll retreat to an island, but I'll probably never have.
Alrighty, guys, we're gonna do some Echo Smith, and we're gonna come back and say goodbye. This has come together. If you have any final questions, get it in. If you have any 5522 first word Moscow, it's your last chance. Be right back in just a little bit.
Doctor. Love Doctor Dan. The Love Doctor Dan. Doctor.
Alrighty, everybody, you are listening to Love Doctor. It is about 5 minutes to 1, and unfortunately, I have to say goodbye to Frank.
Oh.
Iero. I'm sorry.
Well, thank you very, very much.
I have two things I gotta say. This is I don't like it. I enjoyed hanging out with you, man. Yeah, I also have this one.
Dirty Turkish shark, a back flat and important syllable.
It's been a lot of fun hanging out with you, Frank. I wish you all the best. Quick question before you go.
Yes.
What does the future hold for Frank Iero? Do you even know what the future hold?
I don't know if anybody knows, but I know what the immediate future is. We're in Moscow tonight. We're in Yekaterinburg tomorrow at the Tele Club, and then the day after that, it's Friday. We'll be in St. Petersburg at the A2, and then I get to go home and be with my family for a little while, which I'm really looking forward to, and then we go on tour with Against Me throughout the States and Canada.
Do you think that this solo project for you, if it succeeds, that this is where you would like to continue for the next 3, 5, 10 years, or are you just open to any idea?
I started it without any kind of intention really or expectation, and I think the only thing I can say is when it stops being fun, I'll stop.
That's a great answer. All right, Frank, have a great time. For those of you that I'm sure you can can you download your album yet?
Oh, yeah. iTunes and all that.
iTunes, Google Play, and all the other ones
Amazon,
out there, yeah?
all that stuff.
All right, you guys know how to do it. Check it out, Frank Iero and the Celebration. If you guys want to go to the concert, there's still tickets left. You can go to Yota Space tonight at 8 p.m. Every Man and King is opening up for you.
Yeah.
At 8, you'll be on stage at 9. Yota Space at Ordzhonikidze Street 11, near the Metro stop, Lenininsky Prospect, and it's 1,700 rubles. Do not miss it. It's going to be a great show. I'm going to be there tonight to make sure that I see you guys play. I'm really excited about it.
I'm looking forward to it. We're gonna see if you can have a few drinks and throw up on the stage.
Really?
Yeah.
Dude, I am so into that. All right, I am in. All right, I'm going to leave you with Weighted. Anything you want to say about this song?
This was one of the songs that I had written on tour with another band. I was on tour with Death Spells at the time. I wrote it in a hotel in Montreal. And I didn't think it was going to be very good. And then when I got home, I figured it out. And I was like, oh, wait, I like this one.
Don't you like when that happens? Like,
I love when that happens.
I
the plan comes together.
And then boom.
Everything comes together.
But then you're just like, that was so easy. Why didn't I think of that
before?
And
you just flog yourself about it? Yeah, it's terrible.
All righty, guys. Frank Iero and the Celebration on Moscow FM 105.2. Thank you so much. Good luck in the future,
pleasure.
buddy.
Thank you.
If we wait.